45 interesting facts about cats. 1. Cats are able to treat people. According to scientists, it is enough to stroke a pet to lower blood pressure, calm down. In a house where cats live, stress is easier to bear, the family becomes more harmonious and friendly. 2. The average life expectancy of a domestic cat is 15 years. If the cat is 3 years old, then this corresponds to the 20-year age of a person. If the cat is 8 years old, then it is 40 years old, in terms of our years, and if the pet is 15 then it is our 70 years. 3. The most ancient representatives of the feline family existed more than 50 million years ago. 4. Vibrissae is the Latin name for cat whiskers. On average, there are about 12 vibrissae on one side of the cat's cheek. For cats, it is a reliable compass in their life, since they have a large number of nerve endings on their whiskers. 5. Thanks to the whiskers, kittens determine the temperature, wind direction, and even the width of the opening. For these reasons, cats should not have their mustaches trimmed. Without them, they are like without hands. They will feel insecure. 6. Cats do not tolerate enclosed spaces and stale air. Therefore, always do ventilation in the housing and do not close the interior doors. 7. How many times a minute does a cat's heart beat? About 140 strokes. For comparison, in humans, the norm is 80 beats. 8. Everyone knows that cats love the smell of valerian. But you should also know that these animals are not indifferent to garlic, coffee, vinegar, grapes, and onions. But these products are harmful to our pets. So keep them away. 9. Many people notice that immediately after someone touches the cat, he immediately begins to lick his fur. Why is this happening? Scientists can't determine exactly why cats behave this way. 10. It is necessary to know that the allergy to cats is caused not by the wool itself, but by the protein FeL-D1, which is distributed with the help of wool. Cats are more allergenic than cats. 11. Ailurophilia is an excessive love for cats. It is excessive, since this term is taken from psychiatry. As a rule, elderly women suffer from such a mental disorder, keeping several dozen of these pets in a small apartment. 12. Cats can turn their ears 180 degrees. They get it thanks to the special structure of the organ. Each ear consists of 32 muscles, 12 of which animals use very actively. 13. Everyone knows that males and females of feline breeds are very active predators. Therefore, if they notice a live mouse somewhere, they will definitely bring it to their owners. Why they do this is not exactly known. 14. Interestingly, cats are able to hear sounds transmitted at a frequency of 60 kHz. To understand this, imagine that dogs hear at a frequency of 40 kHz, and people, 20 kHz. Naturally, even the most subtle rustle of a mouse, which seems to us soundless, is very clearly audible to cats. 15. When cats are in someone else's cat territory, they slow down their steps when they meet other cats. This is because being on a visit, they do not want to enter into conflict. 16. Cats sleep a third of the time of the day. And, a third of the remaining time they take care of themselves. 17. If you have several cats living in your house, feed them from separate bowls. All because these animals are predators and competitors by nature. 18. Cats are unique animals. They are 14 times better than humans, perceive odors, and can hear sounds at a frequency of 60 kHz. For comparison, humans 20 kHz, dogs, 40 kHz. 19. Cats' favorite activity, purring, occurs about 1500 times a minute. 20. There is scientific evidence that cats hide their claws during sleep. This applies to the entire feline family, the only exception is the cheetah, its claws are always ready. 21. Licking their fur, cats also comb it. After all, in their language there are hooks, combs convenient for this occupation. 22. Many animals, seeing how water drips from the tap, head in her direction to eat it. Most people are outraged by such inattention of cats, because they have their own water poured in a bowl, which changes regularly. So why is the cat attracted to such a liquid? The thing is that females are very fond of everything fresh, including water. In addition, they have an excellent sense of smell, and they feel how fresh water smells in the one that costs at least a day. For these reasons, such a body of water is more attractive to them than standing water in a plate. 23. Some people treat their pets with human medicines. But you can't do that. Cats can be fatally poisoned by an ordinary aspirin tablet. 24. Cats never communicate with each other with the help of meowing. Their language of communication is hissing, purring, and snorting. But when cats meow, they turn exclusively to people, probably thinking that they speak perfectly in human language. 25. Most cats butt heads or bump their heads into your legs to demonstrate their disposition to people. This is really a manifestation of affection, although sometimes this behavior is annoying. 26. You need to know that cats can't see well at close range. The most comfortable area for their vision varies from 75 centimeters to 6 meters. 27. If a cat's tail is shaking when you are nearby, then be sure that you are one of the closest and dearest creatures for her. This is how the most tender feeling is manifested in these pets. 28. All cats really like to play with boxes. 29. Everyone is interested in watching kittens who have seen a bird and are squatting intently at the ground. Many people are interested in why they do this. There are two answers to this question. First, the cat squats several times before attacking. Birds for them are not only interesting animals that can fly, and they treat them with passion, but also, above all, prey. Secondly, if the cat sees that the victim is very far away and he can't catch her, it's like a gesture of discontent. He admits defeat. Similarly, because of the same feelings, kittens who see prey shudder in the jaw. 30. Why does the cat turn its back on you? Cats are very vigilant animals, so if they notice that you do not show any interest in them and do not pay attention to them, then they show you their character. It is in such situations that they turn their backs on the owners or walk away. 31. Cats' eyes glow in the dark because light is reflected from their retina. For this reason, only a sixth of the light that we need for orientation in space is enough for them. 32. Did you know that cats are able to meow for several hours in a row? They are very persistent. 33. Very often you can notice that if you play with an animal for a long time, it can sharply bite a person or scratch with its claws. Why is this happening? Naturally, the owners are at a loss, because everything was fine, and they, on the contrary, caressed the kitten and played with it in a friendly way. The thing is that pets have sensitive places, for example, mustache, nose, ears, stomach. And if the owners touch them very often, then sooner or later the animal will be uncomfortable and in response it will bite him. 34. In Australia, 90% of homes have cats. Such a cat state. 35. Why does the cat wrinkle his nose? This happens at the moment when he sniffs something new and interesting for him. In cat breeds, the smell is 14 times more strongly perceived than in humans. In addition, the kitten's smell is felt not only by the nose, but also by the upper palate. For these reasons, when a cat hears something pleasant or new, it can wrinkle its nose and slightly open its mouth. 36. Some believe that vibrissae are the sixth sense of cats. Indeed, this unique mechanism allows animals to move freely in space even in complete darkness. In other words, vibrissae can almost completely replace both ears and eyes. 37. When a cat shakes off her paws, she demonstrates that something is very unpleasant for her. 38. Surprisingly, cats do not sweat. Yes, they can only moisten the pads of their paws. 39. Your pet should not be a vegetarian. It is in meat that an important substance for its health is contained, arginine, an amino acid. 40. Everyone knows that fingerprints can identify any person, since they are not repeated, being absolutely unique. The same goes for the cat's nose print. 41. It is a well-known statement that they are terribly afraid of water. Although in fact, under normal conditions, cats can even fish. But if you hold them tightly and try to forcibly lower them into the bathroom, they can show aggression. 42. Kittens also lose baby teeth, just like humans. 43. Especially capable cats can safely endure a fall even from the height of a 9-story house. 44. By the mustache, one can judge the cat's mood. For example, if they look forward, it means that she is curious, but if there is a rival nearby, then she wants to scare him with such a gesture. If the whiskers, as usual, look to the sides, this is the calm state of the pet. When they are directed backwards, then it means that he is scared or worried. 45. Why is the cat waving its tail? In general, the tail is a unique structure in the pet's body. With it, animals can express their feelings and show their mood. Therefore, every movement of your cat's tail means something. For example, if she is not satisfied with something, then she will strongly, sharply, and dissatisfied with them to wag from side to side. If an animal, seeing you, runs to you and tremblingly shakes its tail, then pay attention to it, because for cats it is an expression of the highest degree of love. When the tail stands with an arrow up, it is a sign of your furry animal's curiosity, attentive to the health of pets. But there are some very obvious signs when it is necessary to take cats to the veterinarian, and urgently. 8 signs that you need to take your cat to the vet urgently. If you don't want to bury a cat or a kitty, convulsions, or uncertain movements, legs get tangled, staggers, falls. Shortness of breath, as if choking or coughing, or shortness of breath, breathing heavily and frequently. Severe diarrhea, especially if with bloody discharge or unusual color, dark or orange. If there is also vomiting. Vomiting, especially if it is repeated often, immediately after eating. The animal is sluggish, refuses to eat. He drinks a lot of water. Frequent urge to urinate, especially if crying in the tray, squeaking. The animal is sluggish, the third eyelid, the inner corner of the eyes, is visible, especially if the gums are very pale. And if there are several such signs at once. In these cases, the bill can go on the clock. In the listed examples, signs of problems with the heart, kidneys, intestinal obstruction, etc. Often an animal can be saved if veterinary care is provided in time. But any loss of time spent on correspondence and collecting tips online can be fatal for your pet. I sympathize with everyone who lost their pets. Of course, loving owners already notice the slightest signs of a cat's distress. Plays less, sleeps more, or sleeps in an unusual position or an unusual place, under the bathroom, for example, or in a dark closet, which has not been noticed before. Or doesn't eat so well. Cats don't complain. And they get sick and die in silence. We, their owners, need to see when something is wrong and help quickly. Then our pets will be healthy and cheerful, and will delight us with their purring and games for many, many years. Do cats know how to be offended, jealous, revenge? There is good news for you. I think I won't be mistaken if I say that every cat lover loves cats very much. And it is not at all surprising that the owners of cats talk to their pets, and are sure that they understand everything. There are even jokes on this topic. Yes, I myself talk to my cats all the time. We humanize cats. Probably, fairy tales played their role, where cats think like people. And how many similar films. Honestly, I really like such books and films myself. And there's nothing wrong with that, except attributing purely human emotions and thinking to our pets, we lose the ability to understand the real reasons for the behavior of cats. And, therefore, we cannot change bad, from our point of view, behavior. I often read such explanations: my cat scratched me because he is jealous. Turned away, offended that, the cat wrote to her husband in bed, taking revenge for that, etc. Think using such explanations can you correct the behavior of your cat? And I have great news for you. Any bad behavior of a cat can be corrected. Absolutely any. There are cat behavior specialists, or rather cat behavior correction specialists. They are usually called zoopsychologists. They correct the behavior of cats, understanding the reasons for such behavior. And correcting these reasons. Kittens from our snow dance nursery have been accustomed to go to the tray since childhood. I will give you some basic principles, more is written in the book How to Live with a Cat. 1. A cat is not a person. A cat doesn't have abstract thinking. Abstract thinking is inherent only in man. In order to hate, be offended, be jealous or take revenge, it requires abstract thinking. The cat's mind works differently. He remembers what gave the cat pleasure, where it was delicious, and also where it was painful or bad. A cat, like any living creature, strives for pleasure and avoids pain. A cat has instincts, certain patterns of behavior that allow a cat to survive in nature. The instinct to kill prey. The instinct of reproduction, activated by the release of special hormones, etc. If you know the basic instincts inherent in a cat, you understand the reasons for its behavior, and you can correct it. 2. A cat is a territorial animal. Unlike dogs, dogs are pack animals. Therefore, the behavior patterns of cats and dogs are different. Often the reason for a cat's bad behavior is precisely the protection of the territory. For example, a cat attacks another cat or a person, protects the territory. It's not jealousy, or pissing and pooping in corners. This is not revenge. In 90% of cases, you can correct the bad behavior of a cat by changing the situation in the place where the cat lives. You can correct the behavior of a cat by changing the environment and the behavior of the owners. Watch the TV series My Infernal Cat. You can expand the territory of cats at the expense of shelves. We have shelves made all around the perimeter of the room, so cats can walk all over it without getting off the shelves. 3. If the cat does not go to the tray, the main reasons for this behavior are 3. The cat is sick, you need to check her health and treat her. Usually, at the same time, the cat urinates often and in different places, even on the bed. The cat marks the territory, as a new family member has appeared, or the situation in the house has changed. This is usually a urine spray. Neutered cats can also do this. The cat is very unsure of herself, and tries to spread her scent around. When a cat smells around, she feels more confident. The cat both pisses and poops in different corners. 4. Causes of aggression. Territorial behavior. It may also be a sign of the disease when a cat is in pain. It can transfer aggression to the environment. She doesn't understand why she's in pain. A sign of uncertainty, a frightened cat often attacks. There is also game aggression, and you need to be able to recognize it. Kittens play with each other, bite, beat with their paws. If a person plays with a small kitten with his hands, then the grown-up cat will continue to play with his hands or feet. And the claws of an adult cat are larger, and injuries can be serious. Therefore, it is simply not necessary to initially play with your hands or feet. Use cat toys and the cat will not associate your body with an object for games. In general, in order to understand a cat, you need to understand cat language well. The cat expresses its feelings and emotions mainly with the help of its body,